Animation is anything that moves on your screen from one side to another, zoom in and out, and so on. When it comes to our favorite image or video, we always love to give some effects like rotating, zooming it in and out, etc. to make it look even more eye-catching. But how does it all work? Hi guys, welcome back to Perfect eLearning channel. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon for more technical content. In today's video, you will learn about one of the most important Android development topic, which is image view animations. So let's get started.
How are you all? So, welcome to the new lecture of image view animations, right? And we will be looking on another animation now, that is rotation animation. Okay, so for example, if I want to rotate the image view of Donald, so I will just click, I will put animate and I will put the rotation. Okay, so for example, I want to rotate it by 180 degrees. Okay, so I will put here 180. Okay, and if I want this to happen again in a duration of 2 seconds, so that's it. Easy, right? Animations are quite easy and they actually make your app also look good, isn't it? And in various apps, these kind of rotations and these kind of animations are a lot used. Okay, so this is what is the rotation animation. So let it run for a while. So right, let me click over here. Great, it rotated by 180 degrees. This is what we wanted. Perfect. So this is what is a very simple rotation animation. Okay, now let me show you another animation called translation. Okay, so as the name suggests, it's going to translate an image to a particular value or by certain pixels. So for example, I work on this Donald image view only. I animate it, and when I type TR, so you see there are various translation animation. So it's translation X by, translation X, then translation Y by, translation Y, Z, and so on. So when I put on by, okay, X by, so it's going to translate in terms of X axis, okay, by the value that I give. And if I do not use the by, if I use normal translation X, so it's going to translate in the X axis to a value that I give. Okay, so for example, I use translation Y by, and I use, for example, 2000 pixels. Okay, so this is by 2000 pixels, you translate it to the Y axis. So it's going to translate over the Y axis. Okay, again, let me put the duration as 2 seconds and let me run this. So now what you will see is when I click on this, it's going to translate by Y. So it translated via Y axis. Okay. Now, for example, what I want is I want it to, translate to a certain translate over the X axis, and that too on the left hand side. Okay. So this, if I give the positive value of Y, it goes downwards. If I give the negative value of Y, it's going to go upwards. Similarly, if I want to make it go leftwards, okay. So how is that going to happen? So just pause the video, give it a quick try, and you'll be able to do that, right? Okay. Anyways, so let me tell you, let me show you those who are able to do it. I mean, that's amazingly well. If not, that's okay. So I will use animate, okay, and I will of course use now because I wanted to translate over the X axis. So I'm going to use X, right? Now I want it to be done by left on the left hand side. So I'm going to use minus 2000, for example, and I again set the duration as 2 seconds. Okay, so if I had put plus 2000, it would go on the right hand side, because as you know, all the X and Y axis, if you know about the graphs and the planes, so right hand side is positive and left hand side is negative. Okay, so I have to go to left, so I'll put it as minus. So let me run that. Okay, let me click over there. So it goes to the left hand side. Wonderful. So this is what is about the translation. You can actually do some more creativity over that, whatever you like. Okay. So let me now show you one more animation, which is known as the scaling animation. Okay. Now what is scaling? For example, I want the image of Donald view to be half the size. So I will use animate. Okay. And I will scale it. Scale X. So you see scale X and Y are two things, and again by are also there. So let me use X and Y over here. So for example, on the scale of X, let me put it 0.5, and on the scale of Y, let me again put it 0.5. So it's going to decrease by 0.5 from the X and 2.5 from the Y also, right? And let me set the duration as again 2 seconds. You see there is some error coming over here. Now what is this error? So if I use 0.5, this is by default double. Okay, if I use any decimal value, it's by default considered as a double value in Android, in Java. So, but this function accepts only float. So in order to convert a double value to a float, you can simply put an F over here. Okay, similarly like this. So now it won't show you any error, right? So perfect, let me run this. So this is going to basically, at the value of scale, I have put it 0.5, and similarly on the value of Y, I have put it 0.5. So this is going to put my image to half the size. Okay, for example, I click over here, you see, within a duration of 2 seconds, it goes to half its size, right? Easy. So this was about the scaling animation. Okay, perfect. So these are, usually the animations that are being used. Okay, so I'll give you a quick task and a quick challenge to do. So what you have to do is not on the click of the image. So I don't have to do anything on image click. What you have to do when the activity is open, like in the on create button. So whenever an activity is open, the first function that will be called is the on create, right? So here you have to perform the challenge. So your code will be going to come over here, right? So what the challenge is, so initially the image of Donald is going to come. So that image should come with certain rotations. Okay, so what is that rotation? That rotation is not 180, it is 360 rotations, but multiple times. Okay, for example, 10 times 360 rotations. So 3600 is the value of the rotation that I've already given you. So it's going to come multiple times, rotate, and then it's going to come on the screen. Otherwise, it's hidden. Okay, so go ahead, give it a try, hide the image, and make it come with 360 rotation, 3600 rotation. Okay, so and duration is, you can put it as 2 seconds. So go ahead, pause the video, give the try. So I just hope you did it. Okay, if not, it's okay, and if you did, that's amazingly well. So let's call my image view over here. My on create doesn't have the image view, so I need to put the image view, Donald image view, and I will be using find view by ID, r.id dot Donald image view. Now what I'll do, so initially I have set the value of X. Okay, so initially the value of X for my Donald image view is, for example, minus 2000. So now it is not visible on the screen. So first thing that I had to do in the challenge is to hide it. So I've hidden it, right? Now it will come, okay, on the screen with certain rotations, right? So what I will do, Donald image view dot animate. Now it has to come on the screen. Because I have put it as minus 2000, so I'm going to make it translate X by 2000. So it's going to come on the screen, right? And I have to do certain rotation. So I have to do 3600. That's what I already mentioned. and I have to set the duration as 2 seconds. That was also mentioned, right? Clear? Let's run this and see what happens. Some magic. Okay, let's have a look. So you see, it rotates and then comes. Nice. Let me show you again. Yes. So it rotates, 360 degree 10 times within a duration of 2 seconds. And it comes from minus 2000 to 2000. Easy enough? So this is how, these are very, of course, not something which is the main useful thing, but yes, it makes your app creative, and you can, of course, show your own creativity in that. Try on these animations with different values, with different, using different things together. Okay. So that's how it's going to be more fun. So have fun with your Android apps. So I'm going to share this code to you. So take care. I'm going to see you in the next class. Take care. Bye-bye.